Yes. Beyond the new, or like an catch defendants antechamber. Beyond the door, still quite low. Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares. My name is Innocence Naruhodo. I'm a second year. I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident, and now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until a judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities, look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Rinosuke? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, really, Cosmo, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Now, I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Rinosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in the second year at Yume University. He's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get the study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world? I'm very happy for you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. What? I want to bring about a change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. Wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Only that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Professor! I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You're advocating for the defense in this trial as a sudden decision. Seems there may be some confusion about procedures to his result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. I see. I'll go once. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Inosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Inosuke Naruhodo, I believe? Yes, that's fine. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I know it's Mikotoba. It was a slip of the tongue there. I'm Professor of Forensic Medicine at Hume University. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Sogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand? As such, I feel you should know. No what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Sogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if you should fail to defend in today's trial, I'm afraid that the permission will be revoked, and never granted again. What?! As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favourable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear it! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what shall I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what would the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions have to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Oh, go fuck yourself. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. What's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. So this is a quorum. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of these people sitting in the public gallery. There's some military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Inosuke. The court will now hear the trial of Inosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to that. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. Your Excellency? Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for the defense. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Inosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You will be... What? What are you playing at, Inosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have any faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you all? No! It's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba should have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. Not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still... Try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated the most heinous crime indeed.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. I'm just giving him a deeper tone of voice than I did the judge and original ace attorney. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, you can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Oh, that's easy enough. I've heard his name multiple times than I care to remember, but... Wait. I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Inosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know you so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult an app. It's all in there. I just have to press R1 for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead of R1. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press circle to go back. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press triangle to present. Try it now.
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present... What? At present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. And I wonder when that is. Could it be that you're in cohorts with someone, maybe? There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides you education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. I love the fact that now you actually... Why doesn't... Phoenix is this guy's descendant, so how does he not have the ability to observe? So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. I'll see you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think... Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? How did this Professor of Medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Gunshot! The cause of death. Well, obviously that was... Inosuke, remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find a piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now.
Yes!
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, Imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, the doctor dissects corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. The ironic thing is that in this case, Inosuke is Nick's ancestor, not descendant. This ain't fucking Dual Destinies or anything. But his name Inosuke translates to mouse. This is a so-called photographic print of the crime of the scene of the crime. I can't read. I can't.
You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Like I said, how is it not Nick now disability? Just so you acknowledge the need to view evidence after the trilogy then.
Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better apprise the court to the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When you were speaking to me before, he simply said Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. And it seems he's got tuberculosis or something. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. But it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. And this grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants. An Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? Was just after 2 PM on the day in question. It was just after 2 PM on the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But...
The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you'll be penalized, defendant. No, Hodo.
Don't worry, Inosuke.
You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Inosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. This reminds me of... This show is basically a blend between Edgeworth's trial and Maggie Bird's second trial. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? I think I might have to go in and read it. Not.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day, I'm sure of it. Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Can it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you've been mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card to do it. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? And the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you go. What's that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Could you die quietly, please? So... The court has now heard a thesis of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant no hodo? Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waitress as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. I must warn the defense, if you're determined to pursue matters further in this trial... The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Cosma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Won't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Miktober said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to put that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove their innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? God, this is the same voice I'm going to give him Van Zeeks. Funny. The battle hasn't even begun yet, King. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive the evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nepalese Imperial Army Sergeant. Yes, sir. No, sir. Reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employee as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the Florsons, or what? Of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Masute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen are present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios of which I make my business. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what could only be described as an act of war, sir. It was a black-uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded this firearm, sir. This man was impossible to understand as the other. I'm almost sure you heard a strange noise during the last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. No, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You'll state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Is that really true, Inosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and started drinking some coffee. Then when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Definitely getting turnabout goodbye flashbacks. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. Yep, you can tell he's the ancestor of pain. Because he's just as much of a pain as those lot. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my great... What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hakimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How do you know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out cross-examination? The defense is asserting its right to cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Cosmo is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct the cross-examination of the witnesses. Press each statement. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then, it's all or nothing. From the back.
Yes!
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Inconsistency, sir? Yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously. Not... I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, and there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What?
Sergeant, yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir. What, sir?
The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, cadet?
Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
Oh,
What? No. What was that? It just popped up from behind his back. I pushed it down again.
Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant No, sir?
I think the conclusion must draw simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. It's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick up off the floor.
And you, old man? You didn't see the moment the victim was shot either?
Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure. Indeed, the high-air cabal, my prize coin. On each occasion when I visit the restaurant, it is my habitude to... Habitude? Is that why you're descendant or something? In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day and the scrutiny was... The cabal vanished. Hunting around on the table was in case mayhap it had fallen there. And it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only to find my absconded fiery treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in him? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Holy Caban was lost to me.
Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled the tiger at the front gate. Fuck you. But you will find the wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing the next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Rinosuke Naruhodo. He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well, the court invites the witnesses to testify again. You'll fully explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. I want, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone picking out of your shoulder, I think. It seems there's some sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Idle attention! Your father's about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
Yes!
Wait, that's... The victim wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman, there was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her, everyone there must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We're not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain in time after all. Fuck you, Jigoku. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. Fight for the assassination for the assassinations. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Rinosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick. Understood?
Those can be sunbending at times.
Yes!
No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't find that gun.
We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet.
I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
No, because you got fucking glasses on.
How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact I did blink. So there you have it. Have what?
Attention! The sound of the fire rang in my ears, and the very next moment...
Yes!
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. As I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as a culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. Oh, shut up, I'll pick up the gun and shoot you in the head. I had just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when... I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment... a gunshot rang in my ears.
Yes! Attention!
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It was seen that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hot a clinic? Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m.
The very day of the incident. That's going to be some hit.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask
I'd like to ask for a medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request. I'm trying to replicate the voice, that's why I've suddenly changed tone. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you'd like, but it's the day after the festival already for you.
Yes!
I can clearly remember there was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Well, of course I'm going to turn a blind eye to it. Diplomatic reasons. Yep, they're both looking anxious. Unfortunately for you, defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Excellent work, Inosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. Can't see that it brings any of your discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got now. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice there's some pieces of evidence by a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press X and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Yeah, Nick only had use for that one trial. Dentist, heart clinic. Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's for your report, record of long-time treatment, that's why. You're a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor as long as I'm alive and never consulting one. Well, if you're dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? Why would you? They made you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're like the lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. A bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which no only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. It says Heart Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. And they all the same. When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. And there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had the tooth taken out? It seems so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. It's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects are passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The medical report card's information has been updated in the court record. This new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
Yes!
Well, I think... About what are you weaving, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Who knows, Kay? Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under circumstances, I won't worry about it. Thanks, Cosmo. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Karakuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see, and I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgot my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You're not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But, let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's... Remember, Vinosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we'd finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further.
Hmm.
The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there's no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could have... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What? No, but it's how petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. What could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hot Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic? A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating.
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what?
It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't.
Kaikuta-san.
As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. Additionally,
There's more?
you have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
Expertly done, partner.
Why, thank you. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it, so... Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You'll not let this go, will you? No such person. There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. You have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimony is unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Cosmo.
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! Just saying you never saw the gentleman, that's what they told us. Oh. What? What did you just say, Karakoto-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders. Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order! Order! Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. And who's right? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I didn't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It's only been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? Personally, I'd say the woman herself. We can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to keep the witness, and tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any final accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was that he did wield his or her power there. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely. It's supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moments following the incident. But there's nothing to show the woman you say you saw here. Exactly, and that's not all. Look here in the upper left where it says kitchen. Oh yes, what of it? No one would use these complicated characters like kitchen, especially not if they're in a hurry. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself? Don't you? Study harder, Ryunosuke. Well, that's unexpected. Twice. Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not a name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job... Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga. Primary Criminal Investigation Department, Imperial Police Bureau.
Inspector, what on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here... Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this?
Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout the first thing that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is...
Yes!
Well, surely that would be... Satoru Hosonaga.
Hosonaga? The waiter who took the stand on me?
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even the head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly was a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Inosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? My create shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest.
I beg your pardon?
Or, perhaps I should have said, the front. Yes, it's the front.
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
Hosonaga sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession.
The waiter's profession, but not surely... Good gracious!
That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses now in the stand. Was it, in fact, the waiter who gave you orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen